the unexpected weight of grief. Divorce grief isn't always about the person. It's about losing life, the rhythm, the version of yourself that tied you to that relationship. Normalize people feel confused because they expect only relief, but grief sneaks in. Grief. It's a funny thing. One minute you think you're fine, you're holding it all together. Maybe you're even smiling. And then out of nowhere it hits a smell, a song, a memory. Suddenly the weight of everything is back on your chest. You feel like you can't breathe. Memories pop up. Overwhelming confusion. Double-mindedness. The truth is, most men aren't told grief doesn't travel in a straight line. It comes in waves. Some are small and manageable, others knock you off your feet. And when you're a divorced man or a dad trying to hold it together or a widower, you may feel like you don't even have permission to carry that weight. You tell yourself, I should be over this by now, right? The 8 steps of grief. Well, you know what? Sometimes number 4 step comes first, then number 2, then number 7. It's a process, and we go through that process. Or we say things like, I need to be strong for everybody else. Yeah, you do. But you need to be in check. You need to be strong for you. Grief isn't a weakness. It's the evidence that you loved somebody, that you invested a part of yourself in someone or something that mattered deeply, and now it's gone. So when that weight shows up, you don't fight it or bury it. Instead, you pause, you acknowledge it. You say to yourself, that hurts because it mattered. Take a breath, let the weight pass. No, it doesn't define you. As your coach, I want you to understand this. Grief is not a roadblock to your healing. It's part of the path. And every time you allow yourself to feel it, you're actually building strength, resilience, clarity for what's next. You don't have to carry this weight alone. You can process it, move through it, and even let it shape you into a stronger, more grounded man. The work we do here, turning pain into power, that's what we do. We're going to focus. We're going to know what it is that we want to accomplish. We're going to know who we want to be. And then we're going to set out a system to do that. Missing your routine, not the person. After divorce, grief shows up in ways you don't expect. Sometimes it's not even about missing her. It's about missing the routine. Most of the time, it's about missing the routine. The morning coffee, the text that used to come at lunch, the rhythm of life that's suddenly gone, grocery shopping on Mondays, going to Costco, doing things that you normally do, fix-it things around the house. And that can hit harder than you think. You're not broken. You're just adjusting. You're adjusting to fill the gap of what you used to do. Now you have a new routine, a new system. What you really miss is the familiarity, the structure, the way life used to feel. And that's normal. It's like going to the gym. If you go to the gym for months on end and you miss a day at the gym, you'll feel like you need to go to the gym. If you don't go to the gym and you go to the gym, you'll want to go back to not going to the gym. We're just creatures of habit. Get used to it and understand who you are. Understand how you work. The key to this is don't cling to the old rhythm. Build a new one, a stronger one that serves who you are now, not who you were then. You don't have to miss the routine forever. You can create a new one and find comfort in the new routine. One of the hardest things after a loss is the feeling of abandonment. It's not losing the marriage or the routine, it's losing yourself. For years, your identity is wrapped up in being a husband, a partner, a part of a team, a supporter, a fixer. All the roles that you fill, a father, a stepfather, all of the roles that you fill as a person in that relationship, that goes away. And when it's gone, you're left asking, who am I now? That loss of identity can feel like something standing in the rubble of your old life. But here's the truth. You're not lost. You're being rebuilt. This is your chance to redefine yourself on your own terms. Not who you were in a marriage, but as the man you choose to become now. These losses, this feeling of abandonment, doesn't erase your identity. It hands you the pen to rewrite it. I remember when my first wife passed away and I had to speak at the funeral. And one of the things I said, and I wish I would have kept what I wrote and said to everybody because it made an impact. And I had a lot of people come up to me afterwards. But what I said is the chapter of that life is closed. I've turned the final page, and now the page that I turn has nothing written on it. It's blank. And I get to rewrite it. I get to choose the characteristics that I want to reinforce in my life. I get to choose who I want to be. I get to choose what vacations I want to go on. I get to choose the people that I want to hang around with. I get to choose the vibration of my own life. And as we know, the vibration of your life will attract other people with the same some vibration to your life. So get in the mode of growth, get in the mode of building, get in the mode of loving the practice, because practice is where life is. It's not a destination. It's every day. It's a day like today where you wake up in the morning, you're gifted with the present of the presence of today. That's just amazing. You do all you can today to make yourself better, stronger, faster, quicker. You go to sleep, you rest, your body resets, reboots, starts over again tomorrow morning. What an awesome opportunity to have a day at a time to work through things and then get another day. Take advantage of it. Enjoy the present of today. Silent grief and the shame of loneliness. I was thinking about this topic as I wrote it, and I was thinking men carry grief in silence. We're stoic. We try to present a front to people when we have all this stuff going on in our lives. The little duck on top of the water, his legs are paddling as fast as it can to keep up with Mama Duck, but it looks like it's just gliding. It's not because we don't feel it, because shame tells us that we shouldn't talk about loneliness. No one would understand. You know what I found in life? And if you talk to people, you'll find this too. It ain't so bad. I remember the Rocky movie where he fought Mr. T, and Mr. T pummeled his face, and Rocky looked up at him with his pummeled face and, his boxer makeup on and all, and said, "You ain't so bad. You ain't so bad." And I promise you, if you sit and talk to other men who are in the same situation or who have lived what you are living through now, you'll find people who've had it worse, just as the way it is. You'll find people who have it better than you, and you appear to be worse. Just stop comparing. Just do what you have to do to get through what you have to get through. Don't bury it. Don't numb it. Don't muscle through it. It'll eat you from the inside. It's not weakness. It's human. And speaking it out loud is the first step to being free from the shame and loneliness. You don't heal by hiding. You heal by facing it. Otherwise, you become a wounded avoider. Someone asks you to pray for a spouse of theirs that has cancer. And because you're going through what you're going through, you refuse to. You refuse to be spiritual because your life is what you think a mess. That just doesn't make sense. When someone asks you for help, you don't give it because you need help. That doesn't work. When someone asks you for help, you give them help, and it is the salve for what's going on in your life. So I challenge you to build your own strength and rise again. Be the phoenix that rises out of the ashes. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of the commitments you made. Be proud of the things you put in your life that became routine and advance you and move you forward. And finally, what I want to say is healing through mourning and momentum isn't about forgetting or moving on too fast. It's about honoring the loss while moving forward. Mourning is the work of the heart. Momentum is the work of the man. I've heard it said, and I think I've said it before, is that I've read an article that says that our heart has 40,000 memory cells in it. So when you have heartache, the heartache is in your heart. You feel it. You feel the sense of abandonment. You feel the sense of loss, but it fades because they're short-term memory cells. You can relive it over and over and over and stimulate those cells if you want to by bringing those things back up, but you can bring them up in a way that shows how strong you are. This isn't the first thing you've had to go through in your life that you've overcome. There's lots of things. I challenge you to make a list of the things that you've overcome in your life that have been difficult, and look at how you've come out through that. When you allow yourself to grieve, you release what's weighing you down, and each small action that you take, each step forward, is a routine that you built. It creates momentum that carries you toward the life you're meant to lead. Grief and growth don't cancel each other out. Together they forge resilience, clarity, strength. Mourning is the fuel. Momentum is the engine. You can rise again, stronger, wiser, unstoppable, confident. Look back at the things that you've done and see how you've risen above them. Look back at the people that you served and helped, the impacts that you made in their life, the way you changed the trajectory of their life because of the way you served them, said something, been there for them when they needed somebody. That'll happen to you if you don't hide it, if you don't try to stifle it, if you don't just tuck it away and act macho because you're tougher than this. You will naturally be tougher than this if you just do the things you need to do to ground yourself. Who are you? Who do you want to be? Make a list of the things that are your positive characteristics. Write them down. Read them every day. Remember who you are. It'll serve you.